She's polite. She's warm. She wears the ring, and talks about her husband in passing. And yet, there's something about the way she looks at you. It's subtle, isn't it? The way she holds eye contact just a second longer than she should. The way her body shifts ever so slightly when you're near. The way her energy seems to bend toward you, even when her words don't say a thing. She doesn't flirt openly. She doesn't cross lines. But her presence, her attention, it feels personal. Now, you didn't go looking for this. You're not the type to chase what belongs to another man. You're not trying to seduce or steal or disrupt. But something inside you can't ignore what your instincts are telling you. She's curious about you. Maybe even emotionally invested. And you're caught in this strange emotional gray zone. She hasn't said anything inappropriate. You haven't done anything wrong. But you both know something exists. Unspoken, invisible, and real. Now here's where most men mess this up. They either dismiss it entirely, tell themselves, I'm imagining things. Or they dive in, emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically, and end up in chaos. But the high-value man, the Stoic man, he pauses, observes, reflects, because he understands a deep truth about attraction. When a married woman feels drawn to another man, she'll rarely express it directly. She won't risk her relationship by saying it out loud. She won't spell it out clearly. But it will leak through her body language, her eyes, her timing, her questions, her tone, her silences. It will show up in the gaps between the obvious. And if you're emotionally intelligent, if you've learned to read people beneath the surface, you'll notice those signals. Not to act on them recklessly, but to understand the reality of what's unfolding. Because let's be honest, even strong marriages can carry quiet loneliness. Even faithful women can feel emotionally unmet. Even happily married people can crave the kind of presence and polarity they haven't felt in years. And when they encounter that, in you, it stirs something. Something subtle. Something powerful. Something that often comes with guilt, confusion, and contradiction. That's why you must stay grounded. Not reactive. Not naive. Not driven by flattery or impulse. You must move like a man who doesn't need to act, because he already sees clearly. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most hidden, most easily overlooked signs that a married woman may be secretly attracted to you. And to be clear, this isn't about seduction. This isn't about manipulation. This is about clarity. Because the more clearly you understand female psychology, the more powerfully you'll stand in your own truth. And the less likely you'll be to get caught in emotional chaos, disguised as connection. So if you've ever felt the energy shift, if you've ever questioned whether her smile meant more than it should, if you've ever wondered what's happening beneath the surface, you're in the right place. Let's break it down, one insight at a time. Let's be honest. This is one of those topics nobody wants to talk about publicly, but almost every man at some point finds himself quietly wondering, is she attracted to me? Even though she's married? You're not trying to step into forbidden territory. You're not looking for drama. You're not out here chasing what isn't yours. But something about the way she interacts with you feels different. It's not obvious. That's what makes it so confusing. She never flirts outright. She never says anything that crosses the line. And yet, the energy between you feels personal, charged, intentional. Maybe she laughs just a little too easily at your jokes. Maybe she finds reasons to be near you in conversations. Maybe she opens up to you, emotionally, in ways she doesn't with anyone else. And somewhere deep in your gut, you know this isn't just friendliness. It's something else. Something quiet, subtle, but unmistakable. Now here's the thing most people won't say. Attraction doesn't disappear when a woman gets married. Commitment isn't a light switch that turns off her curiosity or desire. In fact, when emotional or physical needs go unmet in a long-term relationship, those desires often go underground. They don't vanish. They just become covert. And when a woman feels that silent pull towards someone outside her marriage, especially a grounded, emotionally intelligent man like you, it rarely shows up as bold flirtation. Instead, it leaks out through behavior. A glance held too long. A compliment wrapped in a joke. A casual message sent at the oddest hour. A conversation that somehow always finds its way back to you. Most men miss these signals. Some dismiss them completely. Others act on them without fully understanding what they're stepping into. But a stoic man? A man walking the path of presence, discipline, and awareness? He doesn't react. He reads. Because his power doesn't come from chasing or conquering, it comes from clarity. He knows that understanding attraction isn't about exploiting it. It's about navigating it with strength, boundaries, and calm. This video isn't about encouraging infidelity. It's not about being that guy. It's not about ego or validation. It's about insight. So that if and when you find yourself in a situation where the energy feels blurry, you don't get pulled into emotional confusion. You stand firm. You see the signs. And you choose your response from a place of grounded confidence, not chaos. Because here's the truth. You can't control how others feel, but you can control how clearly you see the truth beneath the surface. And that vision, that self-awareness, that's what separates ordinary men from high-value ones. So if you're ready to uncover what most never notice, if you're ready to understand the real psychology behind a woman's hidden signals, even the ones who are married, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's dive in. 1. Her eyes linger longer than they should, then look away quickly. In psychology, the eyes are known as the first betrayer. Long before a person admits they're interested, the eyes speak in ways words never can. When a married woman is attracted to you, even if she hasn't fully admitted it to herself, her gaze tells a story. And it starts with a lingering look. It's not seductive like in a movie. It's subtle. Almost unnoticeable to someone who's not grounded enough to feel the emotional current underneath. But you'll see it. She'll look at you longer than she should. Her pupils may dilate. Her expression softens. There's warmth there. Not just attention, but emotional curiosity. And right when it starts to feel charged, she looks away. Fast. Like she got caught feeling something she's trying to deny. You'll catch this glance in the most mundane settings. While you're talking to someone else. When she walks by. When she thinks you're distracted. But the moment your eyes meet hers, she'll either smile nervously or drop her gaze like it's fire. Because to her, it is. The stoic man doesn't get cocky. He doesn't chase. He observes. Calmly. Fully present. Because the truth is already there. In her eyes. 2. She brings you up in random conversations. For no logical reason. Here's something most men don't catch. If she's talking to others, friends, colleagues, maybe even her partner, and your name keeps popping up in conversation, that's not coincidence. It's emotional leakage. Let's say someone's talking about a random movie, and she suddenly says, "Oh, that's the one Umar was talking about, remember?" Or maybe someone mentions hiking and she chimes in, "Actually, Umar goes on solo hikes all the time. He told me once it clears his head." It might seem casual, even supportive, but what she's really doing is inserting you into her mental narrative. You're occupying space in her thoughts. And her subconscious is pulling your name forward. This is one of the most subtle yet powerful signs. Why? Because when attraction is secret, it has to sneak out. And it usually escapes in the form of unrelated conversation. She might laugh at something you once said and share it with others. Or she might reference your opinion, even in your absence, to reinforce something she believes. What matters isn't what she says. It's how often she says your name. And here's what few men realize. When a woman repeats your name often, her emotional memory is reinforcing your presence in her life. It's a kind of bonding mechanism, her mind keeping you close, even if she can't do it physically. The Stoic man doesn't respond with arrogance. He holds stillness, knowing that true attraction reveals itself quietly. 3. She finds excuses to be near you, even in group settings. This is one of the clearest signs, if you know how to notice it. You're in a group setting, workplace, dinner, social event. And somehow, she ends up next to you. Repeatedly. Not forcefully. Not obviously. But strategically. She takes the seat beside you when she had options. She walks in your direction when there's no real reason to. She offers to help with something that doesn't really require her help. And the reason she does it, proximity feeds the fantasy. Even if she knows it can't go further, she wants to be close to your energy, your calm, your groundedness. She feels safer, more seen, more alive when you're near. And yet, she'll try to play it off. Oh, I just needed a spot to sit. Oh, I figured I'd ask you since you seem to know. I wasn't trying to interrupt, but she was. Not intentionally, but emotionally. Attraction isn't always about logic. Sometimes it's just the nervous system reaching for what feels emotionally magnetic. And when she stands a little closer, when her arm brushes against yours accidentally, when her presence lingers long after the task is done, she's not just being friendly. She's orbiting your energy, and part of her knows it. The Stoic man remains composed. He doesn't lean in. He doesn't lean back. He stays rooted, because he knows a woman's desire will always pull her toward stability. 4. She shares details about her relationship, but never directly complains. This one is emotionally complex, and incredibly revealing. When a married woman starts telling you about her relationship, and it's not just small talk, it's almost always a sign that you've been emotionally invited into her inner world. She might say things like, "We've been kind of distant lately, not fighting, just not really talking. I guess after 10 years, things change. He's a good guy, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel invisible." She won't blame her husband. She won't trash her marriage. That would be too obvious. Instead, she'll talk around it, carefully dropping breadcrumbs of emotional dissatisfaction. Why? Because part of her wants you to see her pain without her having to say it outright. She wants you to notice what she's missing, and maybe, just maybe, she's hoping you reflect the presence she's been craving. She doesn't want advice. She doesn't want judgment. She wants to be heard, deeply. And if you, as a Stoic man, can listen without reacting, you give her something few men do. Witnessing without pressure. In that space, emotional intimacy forms. And where emotional intimacy grows, attraction deepens, especially if she feels starved of it in her current relationship. This is where temptation gets dangerous, for both parties. But if you're grounded, aware, and non-attached, you remain a mirror, not a magnet. And that's what makes you unforgettable. 5. Her body says what her words won't. This is where everything comes together. The unsaid, the unspoken, the felt. Words can be filtered. Intentions can be masked. But the body tells the truth. Watch her posture when you're around. Does she angle herself toward you? Do her feet point in your direction even when she's facing others? These are micro signals. But in social psychology they matter. Then, notice the involuntary gestures. She touches her neck when you speak, a sign of vulnerability. She adjusts her hair when you walk by, preening behavior. Her breathing slows slightly when you get close, a signal of subconscious relaxation or attraction. She may also do the opposite. Pull away quickly if she gets too close, because the tension overwhelmed her. Touch something else, like her ring, as a way to re-anchor her loyalty, a defense against her own desire. Her body becomes a battlefield of conflict. The part of her that wants you versus the part of her that knows she shouldn't. And what's more, if you pull back, even slightly, her body will react. She may lean in, try to reclaim the closeness, or suddenly create an emotional topic just to keep you engaged. All of this is her body doing what her logic tells her not to. This is where the Stoic man must be most grounded. You do not play games. You do not manipulate. You observe. You remain calm. You respect the storm inside her, and you don't feed it, because true power doesn't lie in seduction. It lies in restraint. If you made it this far, you're not here just for curiosity. You're not the kind of man who watches for entertainment. You're the kind who watches to understand. And that means you've probably seen these signs before. Maybe you felt the tension, the glances, the quiet pull between you and a woman who wasn't technically available. And deep down, you didn't chase it. You held your ground. That's what separates most men from Stoic men. See, attraction is everywhere. But wisdom, restraint, awareness, that's rare. Women may be drawn to your calm. They may mirror your presence. They may send signals they don't even fully understand themselves. But your power as a Stoic man isn't in how many women you attract. It's in how many temptations you can rise above, without breaking your own code. So if this video resonated with you, if it felt like a reflection of what you already feel but couldn't yet explain, then brother, you're exactly where you need to be. This isn't just a channel. This is a movement. A movement of men who choose presence over performance, self-mastery over validation, and purpose over pleasure. Hit that subscribe button now, not just to support the channel, but to commit to a higher version of yourself. Tap the like button if you felt even one line in this video land deeper than surface level. And share this with a brother who needs a reminder that women may be watching, but it's how you carry yourself that determines what happens next. This is Stoic Stream, where silence speaks louder, where boundaries are sacred, and where your energy is your greatest weapon. Stay grounded, stay sharp, and never lose yourself for attention. I'll see you in the next one, brother. Stoic Stream.